This is our 2023 award show. We got tight ends, wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks winning awards just like this. Did you win an award? I know you're interested, so stick around for 7 seconds.
What's up, Zoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard you coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone. Today, we're going to be having fun. We're drinking. We're thinking about awards. Actually, we're not thinking about it anymore, Jason. We've got the awards. Look at Jason's screen right now, for God's sakes, man. That's a trophy right there. What's that for, dude? What is that trophy for? I cannot read it.
2023 Fantasy Football Champion.
Oh, you got yourself a trophy, huh?
So I paid $4 less, and I'm like, I'll put it together. Like they're like, we can send it to you put together, or you can do it when you get, when we send it to you for $4 less. I'm like, dude, $4 less, I could do this. There's like 3 pieces missing on this thing. I couldn't get all the pieces. I think next time, if there is a next time, I'm gonna spend the extra $4 for them to already have it completed before they send it to me. Yeah. Chasing ghosts. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, look at this little piece right here. Kyron Williams got me this, man.
This is not what I needed right now, man. This is not what I needed.
He got me this cheap-ass trophy.
I'm trying to host the show. I'm crying. Okay. Hopefully you can have some fun with us. We're going to be drinking, going over the best fantasy players, maybe, hey, some of the worst fantasy players of the season, handing out awards today, Jason, based on performance. Maybe a little bit of bias here because, I hate some players this season. We'll talk about that in a minute. Man, I got tears running down my face. And now you know, dude, Jason, I just imagine you getting pieces and you're like, I don't know what the fuck. Dude, this doesn't all look like the picture. And you're like, well, shit, dude, I gave you the pieces.
And I blame them. I'm like, they didn't give me the right pieces.
You didn't give me the pieces. Like, dude, that's fucking the pieces.
The size isn't right. The size isn't right. This is your fault. I want my $4.
All right. Moving forward, Jason, let's get into the news and brews. If you watch this show for the news and brews, well, then here it comes. Are you ready?
Let's do this, man.
Okay. Dan, I got spy planes above us. They're like, what is that Fantasy Red Zone doing? We need to find out what the success is credited to. Get the hell out of here, mother. Anyways.
It's the fantasy footballers, man. They're trying to see, like, the competition.
Oh, yeah. What are they doing, man? Oh, they're undercutting our business. Undercutters. Jason, Dan Quinn to Washington. I was like, dude, if there's one place that he was probably going to work at, I just don't understand. You coming from Ron Rivera, they're like, okay, we got this guy. He's a defensive head coach. He's a culture setter. Let's get another defensive coach, culture setter. I do kind of think this might work. But, Jason, I want to know how you feel about losing Dan Quinn to Washington. Jason is a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, it kind of sucks losing Dan Quinn, but, I expected it. He produced a great defense for the Cowboys the last couple of years, but I don't mind him going to the Commanders. Like, I thought, like, maybe Ben was going to go to Washington, but when they picked up Dan Quinn, I'm like, dude, it's like, okay, you guys just had Ron Rivera, a defensive-minded coach, like, and you're going to have to develop a quarterback now. You're probably going to have to draft a quarterback. You're going to have Dan Quinn develop this guy?
So, Jason, Dan Quinn did go to the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
Who was his offensive coordinator?
Kyle Shanahan, right?
Yeah, so we need to pay attention who's going to be the offensive coordinator here. I think more than anything, if he gets a good offensive coordinator, I think I might be on board.
Is it still Eric Bieniemy?
Dude, if I was him, I'd keep Eric Bieniemy, man. Like, I don't know what pick they have in the draft. I'm pretty sure it's top 3.
Yeah.
So,
I think
right,
so.
Jason?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so they're taking quarterback. I was going to say it'd be nice if they could develop Sam Howell, because Sam Howell was like fucking killing it for a little bit. But you got to do what you got to do, Jason. All right. Moving forward, we're talking about Cowboys looking at Ron Rivera, Jason. So we're looking at some, hey, I'll give you this dude. If you give me that dude, it's in the same division. How would you feel if Ron Rivera went over and was the Cowboys defensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, he made his success with defense. That's how he became the head coach. I'm good. It's just like a Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn made a success with defense, became a head coach, went back to the defense coordinator, and I'm okay with doing that with Rivera.
Rivera?
Rivera.
I'm just like, dude, your fucking defense. Man, I said I wasn't going to cuss so much. I started drinking. I'm like, oh my God. His defense sucked. Sucked, man. S the D for how long? 2 years? Maybe more?
Yeah.
So
it was not great. Look at the weapons the Cowboys have compared to the Commanders now.
Yeah, and I'd say it's like hiring Brandon Staley, but like I hear on the radio all the time, some people are not meant to be head coaches. They just need to hyper focus on one thing. So Ron Rivera as the defensive coach has like never really been bad. As a head coach, he's been bad a couple times. So yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, if you're going to get anybody off the streets, I think he's better than that. And then next up, Jason, Stephon Diggs, man. Stephon Diggs. I am a Vikings fan. I remember when Stephon Diggs was like, get me the hell out of here, man. Kirk Cousins doesn't even look my way. What's wrong with Kirk Cousins? What's wrong with Kirk Cousins? Anyways, that's a terrible impression. I don't even know Stephon Diggs. I don't even know what he talks like. I have heard interviews, but I cannot recollect that on this 805 beer that I am drinking right now. 805, please sponsor us. Here we go. Jason, but the Stephon Diggs says he is not sure about his future in Buffalo. What do you think about that?
I'm not surprised. This is kind of what we talked about in our last episode, I think, where it's like, what if he's like, what about me? Give me the ball. And it's like, well, if the offensive scheme does not lead towards him getting those 150 receptions a year, he might go look elsewhere.
So we talked about this last episode or whatever. There's so long between episodes, Jason. I don't remember. But we're talking, he went from wide receiver 3 in like the first 8 weeks to like wide receiver 50. And once Joe Brady took over, I think that was like it was even longer than week 8. So, and then Joe Brady I think is going to come back. I need to look at this shit. I've got a whole bunch of stuff right here in the news, but I want to say Joe Brady is requested to be back by that one dude that's quarterback, Jason. You remember his name, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Mr. Allen. Allen.
So Stephon Diggs leaving. I don't know where I can't really think of a place off the top of my head, like Kansas City maybe, but they're not going to pay for him. I don't know, dude. But outside of Buffalo, I don't want to draft him in Buffalo. I don't know if I want to draft him outside of Buffalo. All right, Jason, you were talking about this earlier. Ben Johnson and Slowick. So we got the Detroit offensive coordinator staying, right? We got the Houston Texans offensive coordinator staying, Jason. So I just want to point that out real fast. We are going to have a special episode going over all the coaching changes. I think that's going to happen later, Jason, when people really care about this shit. But right now we're just talking about it. So how do you feel? I mean, that is a great thing, right? Stroud, Dell, Noah Brown, maybe. That Tank Dell might be injured. Nico Collins, especially. Jason, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, Gibbs. How do you feel?
I feel like by keeping those offensive coordinators, their ADP for next year is still going to be it's not going to drop. They're going to stay where it's at, which is good because that was like the number one fear with Sam Laporta, right? Was Ben Johnson.
Totally right, man. If Ben Johnson left, I think a lot of people were going to be set up to fail next year. So him staying there is going to be a lot less risk taking out the first couple of rounds. So that's great. And then here we go, Jason. The Saints, right? Okay, so we talked about Derek Carr, dude. Derek Carr, Jason. I'm watching the NFL. They're like, they have a Derek Carr commercial. He's like, I like to look at this picture of a lion with scars on his face. It reminds me that no matter what happens, to come back. It's like, dude, you're not a fucking lion.
Is that Scar from Lion King that he's looking at?
You are a hyena, man. You are a laughing stock of the league. Shut up, dude.
But boom. That was pretty good. That was good.
I'm just saying, man. Like, he's all comparing himself to a lion. I'm like, oh my God, Derek Carr, with your fake accent, we're from the same place. Listen to me, listen to him. That's bullshit. But I'm just saying, dude, he's like in this like XXS, extra small Under Armour vest. I look at a picture of a lion before every game. I'm like, oh my God, dude, I hate this guy. But Jason, the Saints are trying to get the 49ers pass coordinator for their offensive coordinator. So that's probably going to happen after this, whatever. I think that is good for the Saints.
Yes, I saw that they were trying to get him too, and I think that can work out for Carr, maybe. I mean, that's going to be a true test. It's like if Derek Carr cannot produce this season, it's going to be time for him to go.
Dude,
XFL.
Andy Dalton 2.0. I don't know what you want to do with that shit.
Exactly.
All right, Jason. Continuing with the coaching hires, the Titans are hiring the pass coordinator from the Jags, right, for their offensive coordinator. So I don't know what this whole I don't know what the difference between the offensive coordinator and the pass coordinator is, but I do know that I don't really give a shit about the Jags pass coordinator, Jason, after this year. So I think that the Titans, the only player that I will be chasing off the Titans next year is Tyjae Spears.
Yeah, is that not like the quarterback coach?
I don't understand, dude.
I don't
the
either.
First year, because every year they push something new, whatever.
Yeah.
This year is like passing coordinator, because I don't think I've ever heard that before. Now it's like every time I look at news, it's passing coordinator.
Next year it'll be the team custodian.
That's our most important. He's a locker room guy. He's a locker room guy.
He's a locker room guy, man. Hey man, you want me to put some bleach in that? All right. The way he bleached those jerseys, man.
I'm just thinking about getting. All right. Anyways,
okay,
Jason. So yeah, the Titans. I think they're going to be a dumpster fire next season, but I would like Tyjae Spears. I think that's it,
especially as a pass catching running back. I agree with you.
All right, Jason. Last thing. Not a lot of news going on right now. Patriots are hiring the Browns offensive coordinator to be their offensive coordinator. I'm surprised. Oh yeah, because who they hired, dude? Oh my god, it pissed me off. They hired the dude from the Buffalo Bills, man, that never runs the fucking ball.
Dorsey. Was it Dorsey?
Oh my god. So they hired the guy that I don't like. Stefanski, I do like. So I imagine he knows more than I do. But still, dude, I think this is a big deal, Jason. The Patriots are hiring. This is kind of think about the Houston Texans, man. They hired a good offensive coordinator. Stefanski's off of that Shanahan tree. Yeah. I do like Stefanski. Jason, this was the offensive coordinator for Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco could be the quarterback for the goddamn Patriots next season.
That's pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah.
If he's not, do you have trust in Mac Jones again with this offensive coordinator?
No.
Okay.
I'm not. He could be the Baker Mayfield of this year for all I care. I'm not gonna fucking draft him. All right, Jason, Don't try to make me draft him. Back off, dude.
Damn it! You read me like a book, like a pop-out book.
All right, Mr. Jason. Let's get into the awards. All right, we're gonna start off with. Are you guys ready for this? Category, Jason, is the waiver wire pickup of the year. I do have the runner-up under my responsibility, so let me find a pen real fast. Oh,
yeah. So
shit.
How do you want to do this? Since there's two players, you want me to do one and you do the other, and then
yeah, but I'm doing the runner-up because we have got to do runner-up first and then the winner.
Oh, so it's like okay, I see what it is. All right, I should have done more stats.
Dude, I only have like a sentence. I mean, I have a little bit of stats for these players, but hey, first off, we're going to do category is the waiver wire pickup of the year. So, waiver wire. The runner-up, Jason, I picked him up off of my toilet at 2:55 a.m. I kept on upping my bid. It cost me the other guy that's going to win this, but they're on the same team. Puka Nakua.
Yep. He's definitely have to be a nominee for this pick.
God damn it. I was going to say the stats before. I was going to be like, this guy right here did this and that, whatever. But hey, man, he was fourth in the league with almost 1,500 yards, Jason. A long of 80 yards. I think that was a touchdown. 15 targets and 119 yards his first game. Guess who watched his first game? I did. They were at Seattle. And I was like, holy shit. I want to put all my money on Puka Nakua because they are forcing the ball to him so much. And it was like his, he does not make you think, look at this guy, man. He's blowing everybody away with his physical attributes. No, he's like a veteran, man. He literally looked like Cooper Kupp out there his first game. So he had, what was it? He had, God damn it, dude. I had it right here. He was, had 1,500 yards. Oh, yeah. Seattle, 15 targets and 119 yards at Seattle week 1. He had 35, and then he followed that up, dude. But in the first 2 weeks, he had 35 targets and 266 yards in the first 2 games of the season. So, dude, Puka Nacua all season long got those tough catches, tough yards all season long. If he would have got more touchdowns, holy shit.
Yeah.
I do think that he's going to be overdrafted next season. I don't know if I will get him next season because I think there's still a chance of Cooper Kupp coming back. I don't want to take Puka where I think he's going to be drafted next season. But if everybody's healthy and they go all in on Matthew Stafford, Jason, there could be a chance that Puka is a very special player next year.
Yeah, they got to keep Stafford and protect him.
Oh yeah, that's Puka. Now the winner is. All right, Jason, hit me up with the stats.
Okay, so you want the stats first?
That was amazing. Build it up, and then do the drum roll.
Okay. Okay. After an off season of everyone talking about Cam Akers was dominating the second half of the 2022 season, I didn't hear much about this guy heading into 2023. But after a 17-point game in week 1, I was watching that game too, Tyler, against Seattle, because I had Cam Akers. So I was like, I got to watch my boy play. But he was the one I was really watching. 17 points in week 1. Everyone rushed through the waivers to get this guy and his teammate who didn't disappoint on the year. He finished the year averaging 21 points a game, second behind McCaffrey. He's a league winner, and he is. Look where I pick up here. Kyron Williams.
I like that drum roll, Jason.
I got to keep it. I got to do it.
Jason, I do want to say that Puka and Kyron were both drafted in their position as running back 52, wide receiver 52. They both finished, Jason. I think that's kind of crazy. Running back 5, wide receiver 5. But if you look at points per game, Jason, Kyron Williams, man, he scored about 2 more points than any other running back not named Christian McCaffrey. He was 2 points behind Christian McCaffrey on a per game basis. And if you look at positional advantage, man, that would have been the highest positional advantage out of all the positions, Jason. So Kyron Williams would have been an easy MVP had he just not got injured.
Yeah, and just think about, like, you basically found yourself a Christian McCaffrey off the waiver wire. Because he played damn near close to his numbers, and yeah.
I was gonna go pee, and I was like, you know what? I can hold it.
I thought you almost fell. Okay.
Jason, comeback player of the year, and we're not talking about Ron Jeremy.
Oh,
this player, Jason, I wrote off for dead. Okay, I was like, dude, ACL tear? Are you kidding me? He was I had him ranked so low. He was drafted as running back 13. He finished as running back number 4. So I was eating my words all year. I mean, not all year long, the second half of the season. For reals, though, Jason. And then CMC, Tyreek. Oh, my God, I didn't write anything about it. No, I did. I have Hall somewhere. Oh, my God, I'm going to pee my pants. Oh, Javonte. Okay, so coming off an ACL tear, there were 2 running backs that I was looking at, Jason, in the draft. Javonte Williams and Breece Hall, dude. Breece Hall had a long of 83 yards this year, okay? I thought he was not going to be doing anything left or right. That fool was explosive. Javonte Williams had a long of 21. So one player came back healthy and one player did not. Jason, Breece Hall, I gave shit all season long. Comeback player of the year. Breece Hall, because he's the second best player coming back from ACL. Adrian Peterson was the first.
Yeah, and I remember in the offseason, like, we were both looking at these players with Javonte Williams and Breece Hall, and it seemed that Javonte Williams was progressing better and faster than Breece Hall. So Breece Hall was not on the radar to get. It's like, dude, I'm not hearing anything about him being like, oh, yeah, he's 100% week 1. This is the guy to get. I didn't hear that at all. I did not even think about drafting him because I'm like, dude, this injury must be lingering for him. And even if it did, they had a couple of talks with the coach, and he's like, dude, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. I'm ready. I'm ready. Give it to me. And then when they finally started putting the ball in his hands, when it came to, if they couldn't do it in rushing, they did it through the air because I think he was like top 3 in targets and receptions for a running back. He started to put on the show. I think, if I remember right, in week 17 or week 18, he ran the ball like 32 times. It was like a ridiculous amount.
Oh, Hall, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I was talking crap about him all season long, up to the end, and then I realized that fool won people championships, Jason. He was like catching 9 balls a game and some shit like that, averaging 25 rushing yards a game. So I was like, that's why I was not paying attention to him. But I was wrong, Jason. I was wrong. So, Jason, you have the winner, man. This is not even an argument. This guy was written off for dead. And I want you to talk about him real fast.
Okay. Kind of took the words out of my mouth. After a 2022 season where he finished as QB 29, averaging 10 points a game, everyone wrote this guy off, wrote this player off, especially after the training camp videos that we saw in this offseason.
That was your fault.
Me? 2023 ADP, he was quarterback 30, and that's behind Mac Jones and Jimmy G, who was drafted in front of him. But this player went into this season with the motivation of give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Oh, yeah. And he put up season highs in touchdowns and passing yards, and he finished as quarterback 10. He helped me out in the fantasy playoffs. I picked him up off of waivers because I lost my quarterback, and he got me a 30-point, 20-point, and 18-point game in the playoffs. He was a lifesaver with all the starting quarterbacks who got injured this year. And the comeback player of the year is Baker Mayfield.
Man,
This is
I
fun.
had that whole song stuck in my head, Jason. I just listened to that song. I was going through a school zone the other day, and it was like, give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. And I was like, fucking, woo.
Yeah.
I was like, 25, how about 52? How about 52? Anyways, yeah, dude, Baker Mayfield, I think he's the obvious winner here. Started 1 game for Sean McVay. They got rid of him. Showed that he could still play, but he got his offensive coordinator a job, dude. So
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy has like I forget what he's made a video like about like addiction to porn and addiction to this and addiction to
Damn.
Sorry, the offensive coordinator for Baker Mayfield is like apparently an ex porn addict, ex this addict, ex that addict. It's all coming out now, and I was like, holy shit! I was like,
how do
why are
you
you coming out with normal stuff, bro?
How do you rescind a contract offer?
He's like, oh, I got the job. Okay, cool. Just FYI.
Just so you know, there's a few things I left out here.
Jason, we got the rookie of the year. This one should be fast. Who do you think it is, man? I mean, come on. We got the Y. We got Puka for the first one. He is the runner-up. So Puka Nacua is the runner-up because, I mean, he would have won had he kept up his first half average, Jason. He was like a top 5 wide receiver in the first half. But then, what's his name came back, and he had a couple good games, and then it went back to Puka. But still, Puka was like wide receiver 13 in the second half of the year. So I cannot give him the rookie of the year when this dude right here, Jason, your dude. I mean, I pushed him in the offseason, but you made I love the way that you say his name.
All right, you're going to hear it in a second.
So let's talk about him, the real winner of this.
All right, check it out. Only 3 rookie tight ends have scored over 170 fantasy points. 2021, Kyle Pitts, but he was tight end 11 in points per game. Evan Ingram in 2017, and we're going way back, and Jeremy Shockey in 2002. Only Jordan Reed and Evan Ingram were top 10 options as rookies for points per game. This tight end was top 3 in points per game and scored 239 fantasy points finishing the season as tight end 1. I believe we just witnessed one of the greatest rookie tight end seasons of all time. And the player that I am talking about here is Sam Laporta.
Yeah, Jason. I mean, what, dude? Sam Laporta drafted as tight end number 18, dude. So
Yeah.
And in my preseason, I was like, you should. If I didn't get a top tight end, I would get Juwan Johnson and Sam Laporta. He was my top rated rookie tight end, so I can hang my hat on that. But yeah, dude, who got Sam Laporta in our league? Jason, was it your dad?
My Faja.
And he won the league, or he got second place?
Came in second.
But he was in the championship. So Laporta, man, winning people championships out here. And he is part of the reason why there is not a tight end wasteland this year, even next season, dude. There's like 12 tight ends that I would not mind being my tight end next season. He is the reason that we are changing our draft strategy.
Yep.
So Sam Laporta, man, a revelation. I think I've said that before.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how many points he scored this season. It's nuts. And like we said, Ben Johnson's staying. He's staying, boys.
All right, Jason.
And girls.
Next up, we're going to talk about our favorite runner. I am first. So, Jason, this guy reminded me of somebody I drafted before. I drafted this one dude, right? And I was like, because he had the fastest 40 time of all time. And I was like, CJ2K, not CJ2. I like his nickname, CJ2K. Dude, he didn't get that nickname until he got to 2,000 yards, okay? So,
yeah.
I like the Thunder and Lightning. It was Lindell White and Chris Johnson. And I was like, dude, when I first watched this guy, you can go back and watch this on video. I was like, when I watch this guy run, it feels like it's all of a sudden zooming in on this player. I don't understand why all of a sudden it zooms in. It's just my eyes, apparently, because it was not zooming in on that player. I have not felt that way since I watched Chris Johansson, Jason, Scarlett Johansson's cousin. Yeah. But this player right here, dude. Speaking of the the Red Widow, or whatever the fuck her name is.
The Black Widow. The Black Widow.
Is it really the Black Widow? That's what it's called?
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah. Anyways, he had 10, 20 plus rushing, or 10, 20 plus yard rushes this year, Jason. That is second in the league. He had 10 touchdowns. That's eighth. Dude, CJ2K with bad balance. Because I was like, the only thing that is keeping this guy away from CJ2K territory is his balance, man. Because I can't tell you many times I'm like, holy shit, this guy's got a touchdown. And he falls. Holy shit, this guy is going to kill it. And then he falls, Jason. Like, he falls so much. He falls so much. I don't know why people don't talk about that. But I was like, I saw it even in that last game, their last game of the season in the playoffs. But yeah, dude. This guy right here, CJ2K to me, but I don't know how you feel about Jahmyr Gibbs when you watch him.
Oh, yeah, dude. Jahmyr Gibbs was crazy. He was like 1 to 100 miles per hour in like 2 seconds. As soon as he got that ball, he was gone, dude. You give him any type of space, he was out of there. He scored a nice touchdown against San Francisco in the playoff game. Like, he's going to jump the boards next year.
Yeah, and they kept Ben Johnson, so give me some of her.
Yep.
All right, Jason. Let's see who the real winner of this is. Your favorite runner.
All right. I had a lot of fun watching this player play, and I'm glad Matt Nagy pumped up his rushing attempts a game to 14. The previous year it was 10, and now he averaged 14 rushing attempts in 2023. That's what I want. I wanted more rushing attempts. My favorite quote about this guy's running style is he is running like he bites people. Oh my God, I feel so dope. But he did confirm that he is not a zombie. He just likes to run. He's the hardest runner on the field with high knees and stomping the ground with each step. He gives it everything he got. Even when he gets his helmet ripped off his head and he's still chucking, and his own teammate will knee him in the back of the head. He don't care. He's still pounding on. He's like on the ground on the side, and he's still running. He don't care. He wants to keep going. I think I would like to buy his rookie card as well, Tyler. And he is the player, Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, Isaiah Pacheco, Jason. I was kind of, I don't think I cared about him that much. Just I was not all about him because I was like, Patrick Mahomes does not need a running back. So I was like, some quarterbacks, I'm never going to draft their running back. Patrick Mahomes doesn't need him. Well, guess what, dude? That fool needed him this year. And I did say the one thing that was kind of like the disclaimer to me was Matt Nagy coming back. And when Matt Nagy's offensive coordinator, Jason, that was when Kareem Hunt was there. So I don't know if it's a correlation between bad receivers and Matt Nagy or what, or if he just likes to run the ball a lot more than Bieniemy. But I would trust Pacheco probably next year as my running back too. I would love to have him as my running back too.
Yeah, I like watching this dude run. He's fun. When he gets on a little breakaway, he's just like, you can tell he's just trying so hard. He's just running so hard. His whole body is going. It's cool.
All right, Jason. Next up, favorite catcher. This dude right here, my dude. He was drafted as, it says wide receiver 1, but that's not right. He was drafted as wide receiver 2. He finished as wide receiver 2. I think he drafted, dude, I think this was wrong, Jason. I think he was drafted as wide receiver 3. Okay? Anyways, I missed out on him. I got Travis Kelce instead. I fucked up. Dude, I almost said his name real fast. He had 9 receptions, Jason, of 40-plus yards. 9 receptions of 40-plus yards. Okay?
Crazy.
That led the league. He had 83 receptions for first down. That led the league. He had 5 games with 30-plus fantasy points. CeeDee Lamb had 3 of those games. That led the league. Okay? He also had 3 of the top 10 fastest speeds reached of all ball carriers this season. And until he got injured, Jason, I mean, literally, he was going to be the number 1 overall draft pick next season, I think. Tyreek Hill, watching that fool. I feel like I could play quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, and he would still have the same productivity. Does not matter who he's catching balls from, Jason. Take a short pass. Dude, he's so fast, and it's insane. So, I mean, the first half of the year, I just loved watching him, and then he got injured, and it sucked.
He's a type of player that it doesn't, you can't stop him. You know, it's not like he's too tall or too big or too strong. He's too fast, man. And you cannot, you can't teach speed, right? You can't teach it. You can't stop. If I was quarterback, I would be with you, Tyler. I'm like, he'll just do a 3 yards out and slant every time. And I'll give it to you.
Hey, man, can you hit me in about half a second? Well, yeah, it won't be a spiral. He's like, I don't fucking care. So, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm 6'3". I could throw a little bit with my woo. No, I throw like a baseball end over end. So my footballs, Jason, you know this. You know my footballs are end over end, about 90 miles an hour.
You could do a great pump fake, man. You could do a great pump fake.
If that's your strength as a quarterback, you're fucked.
You'll throw the whole defensive side to the left side of the field with your pump fake, man.
I'm an Allen Iverson fan, man. I know how to sell it. All right, Jason, let's talk about your dude, your favorite catcher, the winner for our favorite catcher of the season.
What more can you say about a receiver who averaged 25 points a game in the fantasy playoffs? He is top 5 in touchdowns, receiving yards, receptions, and contested catch rate. How do you stop this guy? You can't. It's easy as that. You can't stop him. He did whatever he wanted. Curl route, drag, post, whatever it was, he did it. He will end this season as one of the most consistent wide receivers of the year. Thank you, Sun God, for letting me watch your brilliance every Sunday. And if that didn't give it away, I will tell you right now, it is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Give us a C, baby.
So, Jason, I think I remember last year, the year before that. I can't remember if I ever had him. I don't think I did. But I had him in my 10-man league. And, he's one of my favorite players of all time. It's like that Tom Brady. He's got that Tom Brady factor. He's like, do you remember the wide receivers that take before you? He's like, he just names them. He calls them out all the time. Yeah. He memorizes it. He's all fucking super serious. I've always liked Amon-Ra St. Brown, man. Amon-Ra St. Brown, man. I've talked good about him for like 3 years. So
Yeah, he's just anytime the Lions needed a big play on a passing down, he was the guy. He could tell you what he was going to do, and you still weren't going to guard him, and he was going to
He's like
make
a
the catch.
small Puka Nakua, Jason, because I'm like, he's tough, man. He just makes all the catches, but Puka Nakua is actually bigger than him.
Yeah, and this guy, what I say, he was like top 5 in consistent contested catch rate. And with his size, you're like, dude, that's amazing. It was really fun watching him this year, and I'm glad they made it as far as they did. I wish they went to the Super Bowl, but yeah, he was good. He was fun. A lot of Lions players on here.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, hey, you know why the Lions are on here is because it's hard to hate the Lions. So they've got no animosity from anybody.
Yeah,
and they're like,
true.
oh, you guys are good? Yeah. It's like my dog pees where he's supposed to pee. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Jason, we're going to talk about our favorite passers.
Okay.
And actually, you have the winner here as well, Jason. You chose all the winners today. This dude right here only played like 4 games, okay? But I'm trying to collect his cards, Jason. I haven't gotten any, but I'm going to be collecting these cards over the offseason because this fool is going to be the apple of everybody's eye next season. Jason, this guy right here got 4 rushing touchdowns, right? 4 rushing touchdowns in the 3 games where he played like more than a couple quarters. I don't even think he finished 3 games, okay? He was in the 98th percentile for athletes like of all time at the combine, okay? The top rated, he was more athletic than Cam Newton. I hated him. I was like, this guy can't complete a pass. I watched his tape. This guy sucks, man. The D, he sucks it. But he does not. He went to the Colts. Shane Steichen, Jason. You saw what happened with Jalen Hurts. You saw what happened with Justin Herbert. Shane Steichen is a miracle worker. I got on board as soon as he went to the Colts, and it paid off, man. I drafted him everywhere I went. He was the quarterback. What was it, dude? Quarterback 15. Drafted as quarterback number 15. Finished as quarterback number 37. But he was quarterback. I have this written down, dude. 3 in average points per game. If you take out his 3-point game where he played like, 2 plays. Anthony Richardson, Jason, is set up for success for the next 5 years, dude. If I could if I had Dynasty or anything, man, oh my God, Anthony Richardson would be so high up there. I know people like Stroud and people like Mahomes and all this shit. Dude, Anthony Richardson, man, is going to be Jalen Hurts on fucking steroids for the next 4 years.
Yeah, and it would have been really close. Actually, he probably would have taken it this year if he could have played the whole season. And the thing is, he could have won it for best catcher, and he could have probably won it for best runner.
Dude, it's fun watching him. You remember when he got look at this one, he was on one leg, he went back, got hit, and threw it 60 yards. You're like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
So it's he doesn't need to be he's got a Shane Steichen, I'm just telling you. He will design plays where they just give people chances, and they're gonna as long as they've got a little bit of talent, man, they will make those plays.
He is going to get even better.
All right, Jason, you got the real winner here. He is a rookie. Let's hear about him.
All right, from the college to the pros, this guy continues to have a nice throw. I didn't mean to rhyme all the time.
That's pretty good.
It's awesome to watch him keep his composure when the pocket is collapsing, and yet he will throw an accurate deep ball, or when he was rolling to his right and he find one of his favorite wide receivers crossing the field. It's like, I bet he could throw an egg a quarter mile and not break when it hits the ground. What? Because he is that smooth, baby. He set the record for the most passing attempts without an INT for a rookie and led the league in passing yards a game, and he'll likely be better next year. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm very surprised, but I will tell you he is CJ Stroud.
So, Jason, when I was watching him in the, I finally got to watch a lot of him in the postseason, but dude, that fool looks like Aaron Rodgers the year they beat the Cowboys and won the Super Bowl. He was literally, it's like people run these crazy deep routes, he throws them. It's like he handed it off to him. I have not seen that type of deep accuracy since Aaron Rodgers on that run. So to me, CJ, and then I'm like, oh yeah. That's what we heard about in college too. Jason, did you watch the accuracy challenge at the Pro Bowl? It just happened like yesterday.
No, I didn't.
The two finalists, Jason, were C.J. Stroud and Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield ended up winning, but C.J. Stroud
Wow.
was badass. I know it was funny that Baker Mayfield won. Russell Wilson used to win those things when I used to watch back in the day, but I was watching this new one. And yeah, dude, C.J. Stroud, man, is a hyper. He like hands the ball off to people, and it is so fun to watch. So I totally agree with you. I have more fun watching him than the athletic prowess of my Anthony Richardson. So I give it to you there. Nice. All right, man. Next up, Jason, we're on to the next award we're going through. We got 3 more awards left. We got 2 more huge ones. The last of the kind of fun ones is the best stack of the year, Jason. I think that I have the best stack of the year, but I think that I've got to give it to your team and your guys. But here we go, man. This quarterback came off the goddamn couch. Jason played like 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
Do you know? Is that funny?
Well, as soon as you said couch, I'm like, I know who that bitch is.
Ah! All right, so this is stacks. Let me write this real fast. Stack. So the other player, this got burned, man. He was like, he got burned. But you know what happened? He became on fire. On fire, Jason, on fire. So this guy was tight end number 1 while this quarterback started in every single game. So if you just take where this guy started, the quarterback 1, or tight end 1, and quarterback 2. So you got the quarterback 2, you got the tight end 1. I don't know how you get much better than that, dude. I do not know how you get better than this stack. I don't know. I don't know how you do it. Weeks 13 through 17. So that's 4 weeks right there of him winning you a goddamn championship, Jason. This is David Njoku and Joe Flacco.
Oh, they killed it, dude. They killed it. It's like you see what Joe Flacco do it, you're like, how come like Deshaun Watson didn't do that earlier in the season? Because he kind of made Njoku look like a beast, bro.
Yeah. We've always heard about how good Njoku is, and we just haven't seen it. And then I think I went over this dude. Like, he was a top 5 tight end with like DTR, getting all these targets with Deshaun Watson. He's like a tight end number 13 or some shit with like 7 targets a game. So
yeah,
when anybody else not named Deshaun Watson is quarterback, they are hyper targeting Njoku. I think that he should be an amazing tight end in this league. But Deshaun Watson, dude, the serial misogynist, doesn't like to throw to him. Hey, maybe if he was some like somebody, if he carried around a rag, maybe like a thing of lube and a rag, he'd throw to him. All right, so you got the real winner here. Let's see it.
Okay, let me try to do this without saying any names. Okay, first, this wide receiver was drafted in the 2nd round and finished the season as wide receiver 1. He played every game, and he scored 27 more points than wide receiver 2, Tyreek Hill. The weeks that his quarterback was quarterback 1 were weeks 6 through 13. Well, during that span, this wide receiver was also wide receiver 1. And he scored 193 points and averaged 27 points those weeks and 2 40-point games on week 8 and week 10. Sheesh. The quarterback drafted as QB 10. This wide receiver drafted as wide receiver 6, and they end the season as quarterback 3 and wide receiver 1. The value of this combination must put them as consideration for stack of the year, as they are hands down won. They got fantasy managers to the playoffs, and they won fantasy managers championships. And I tried really hard not to say any names because it was all over my notes, but their names were there. So now I will reveal the names: Dak and CD Lamb.
Dak and CD. Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know how you could beat them. Really, it's just ridiculous. I mean, where they were drafted and where they produced,
and that they did it for most of the year. I think starting from week 6, they just dominated.
I mean, Dak was like drafted as quarterback 11, and he ended up as quarterback 4, but he was like quarterback 1, dude, in the second half of the season. So
He finished as
yeah, I
quarterback
mean,
3.
so there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Jason. Here we go. Here's our big awards. We got 2 big awards here. Mine is first up. We're gonna go over the bust of the year. And hey, I drafted this dude, so I am biased, and now he's killing it. People are like, dude, I get it. I get it. There's a lot of weird, insecure people out there that don't like Taylor Swift because whatever reason. But guess what, dude? I don't like Kelsey or Taylor Swift right now because I'm a fantasy football player that drafted this fool in the first round, Jason. I have the right to be hating, man. I have the right to be hating. You fucking bailed out of my team, and I got to look at your ass all the time. I mean, like I said, Taylor Swift is collateral damage, man. I don't even care about her. It's all Kelsey. It's all Kelsey. And there's a ring of fire around him. She just happens to be in that ring of fire. That's collateral damage. Okay, I get it.
Collateral damage. Definition of collateral damage.
I went and watched that movie with my dad when I was young. Collateral damage, man. The Wolf with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay.
Dude, I love that movie.
I watched it. I think that was the last action movie made in so long, dude.
Then you throw a pipe through someone's chest, and then like steam started coming out of it, and he's all, "Lay off some steam."
Dude, that is a different movie. I'm pretty sure that's like his 80s movies when he was doing that kind of shit.
Oh yeah. That was Commando.
I was gonna say because I've watched Commando like a million times. I'm pretty sure that's Commando. It's like he was off of that stuff by the late 90s. But anyways, Jason, I do want to say, who was I talking about? Kelsey. Pretty much my main point, Jason. Kelsey was tight end 12 from week 8 on. So you drafted him in the first round and he was tight end 12, man. Okay. He did not catch a touchdown in the last like 7 weeks. Didn't do that last year either. Let's just learn our lesson. Do not draft Kelsey early. He's gonna take his foot off the gas sometime during the season and save it all for the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I hate you this year, Kelsey, but I fucking drafted you, man. And like I said, I'm sorry I hate all this shit right now, but I do not want to see any of it. So yeah, Kelsey is my bust.
Get it out of here, dude. Get it out of here. Throw it out. All right. I'll go. This player, you expected another boom year, being the second running back off the board. He started the year strong with 26 points a game. You're like, all right, here we go. But he got hurt, and then he missed 3 games. And when he came back, his top speed was 13 miles per hour. You do not want that. You do not want that as your running back. He hit reality after 2 godlike seasons and ended up the season missing his projected points 9 games out of 14 games, and he finished running back 6. People put a lot of faith into this dude just because of what his previous 2 years did, and it didn't pan out at all. He actually hurt your team. I'm going to have to say, I got to get to the drum roll.
You say he's running back 6?
26.
Okay.
Drafted as RB2, finished RB26. This player let a lot of people down. Austin Eckler.
Yeah, dude. And you know what's funny is I remember in the beginning of the year, I was like, I was like killing people, and I was like, I traded like Anthony Richardson and Kenneth Walker for this guy, and we ended up canceling the trade, guy, because it was not a fair trade, we thought.
I know. Oh my gosh, that's right.
I was like, man, we gotta cancel this trade because I feel bad for these people because you're all, I don't think it's fair and all this. And I was like, oh, whatever, dude, we'll just cancel it. And then later on, holy shit.
Yeah.
Man, that just goes to show, man, like you could think what you want to think about fantasy football. It is so random, dude. It is just, you don't know what's going to happen.
I know. We try our best to predict it. But the thing is, for the NFL, anything can happen. 1 inch at a time. 1 yard at a time.
All right, Mr. Jason. I'll tell you what, I've never seen more penises than on any given Sunday. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, that's a good movie.
Yeah, well, you said 1 inch at a time. I was like,
shit.
I've never seen more penises than on that movie. It's all right, though. I mean, mine was like twice as big as everybody's on that movie, so I was like, oh, I feel pretty good about myself. JK, LOL, mine's inverted. What the fuck? At least I don't have to take birth control.
That is your birth control. When people see that, they're like, "What the fuck?"
Well, do you pull out? I'm always out.
I'm always out. There ain't no pulling.
All I do is push.
All I do is push. Oh my
The friction
god.
comes from my belly button.
Oh
Wait,
my god.
no, that's not right.
From my jeans. It comes from my jeans.
All right, we got our MVP. Holy shit, man. We better talk fast.
All right, here we go.
We're getting sexual, Jason. Oh, hey. All right. My guy, Jason, was drafted as the number one running back, and he finished as the number one running back. You're like, well, why is he your MVP? Well, he averaged 2 more fantasy points per game than Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams is the only other running back that I would kind of consider in the category. And Kyren Williams missed what? He missed like 4 games. And this player right here played every single game, man. So like he averaged 2 more points per game than Kyren Williams, 4 more points per game than any other running back. Dude, 2 points per game though over Kyren Williams is the biggest positional advantage. So, you know, the top 2 tight ends were like tied. The top 2 wide receivers were like within almost half a point, maybe a point. Top 2 quarterbacks were like within a point. This right here, this guy right here gave you the biggest advantage, Jason. So, I mean, I don't know how much to tell you about this guy. You already know. Christian McCaffrey, Jason.
Yeah, and he also set a record, right? With the most touchdowns in consecutive games. Did he break that?
I mean, yeah, there you go, dude. So he was record setting ever since he got to San Francisco. He's played like every game. I don't know what to tell you, man. He was gonna miss a game. We picked up his backups, and it did not happen. He even scored a touchdown in that game.
Yeah. Okay. I'm actually surprised.
Also, Jason, I do want to say, considering the bust in the first round as well, that was actually factored into my decision. Because, like, I can't remember, but there was like almost every single player in the first round was a bust or injured. I can't really think of it, but Christian McCaffrey just stood out. If you got him, it was such a huge advantage.
And it's usually the other way around, right? With the first overall pick is curse.
Correct. Well, yeah, but he was not the first overall pick. This year, the first overall pick was actually Justin Jefferson and then Christian McCaffrey.
Damn, I think you're right. I think everybody in the first round was a bust.
Oh, I'm serious. Like, so, like, when you look at that, it's like, dude, you got such an advantage picking Christian McCaffrey this year.
Him and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, and Tyreek Hill got injured in that, like, in the playoffs. Like, he was only getting you like 10 points a game. That's a shitty thing.
Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay.
Are you ready?
Everyone had their doubts with Kellen Moore leaving and McCarthy wants to run the ball more in the Texas Coast offense in the offseason. Plus, this person's rushing touchdowns is declining. So his ADP is quarterback 10. In our league, he went after the 10th round. But after a slow start, this quarterback in the passing game just started to click. They started to click, and he went nuclear. The hot streak in week 6 through week 13, he was quarterback 1 and averaged 28 points a game. This player was winning you games every freaking night. He smashed his ADP value, and he had multiple games in the 40s and 30 points. And I just continued on for the rest of the season. This player, your MVP of the fantasy football season 2023 is Dak Prescott. I'm going to mail this to him.
Go up and give your speech, Dak. Go up and give your speech. I'd like to thank Ezekiel Elliott, my best friend, and Mike McCarthy for keeping the offense simple, and CeeDee Lamb for making me look good.
Have you seen Bedazzle? Was it Bedazzle with Brandon Fraser when he was a basketball player?
He was like the basketball when he was the basketball player.
He's all sweating. He's like, "Well, yeah, we go out there and we give 110%. 110%. That's what we do. And there is no I in team. It's a team effort." And
Dude, I remember Elizabeth Hurley I was like in love with in that movie.
I think everyone was.
I don't even like brown haired chicks, and I was like, holy shit, dude. So yeah, I remember that. But yeah, I remember Brendan Fraser was hilarious in that movie, and that man, he was on such a run, and then he just got fucked up.
No. Yep.
Anyways, that is all the awards. Hopefully you had as much fun as we did, because obviously we had fun, Jason. I think we did.
Yep. We did. This was good. It was a good time.
If you liked what you saw, hey, let us know down below. If you got your own awards, let us know down below. If you hate us, let us know down below.
And they will. They'll let us know.
Hopefully we earned a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned a subscription, because, hey, man, we need your help and subscription. And we want this show to be the biggest fantasy show on the GD internet. And that starts with you subscribing right now. So please help us out. Jason, please send us out.
We got a video coming out on Tuesday. Don't know what it is, but there's going to be one out on Tuesday morning. Make sure to watch it. I'll talk to you then. Deuces.
Hey, this is the Fantasy Red Zone, and we appreciate you.